Some people might say that it's great that we're trying to make things work long distance. They'd say things like, love is stronger than the miles between you.
When I rise to power, those people will be sterilized.
What I'd like to have right now is for all you moronic, shit-talking, mouth-breathing peons to keep the noise down while I drop some knowledge on all of your asses. I cannot believe the amount of bullshit you all are spewing. I'm sitting here and thinking to myself, did we finally get into a league where people know what they are doing? So I went back to the league board and I rechecked all the names on the teams lists. And then I chuckled. See, no friends. You all are still very much the same inept stains on the earth that you've always been. Given that as fact, means I am the glue that holds you all together. The light in the vast vacuum of darkness. My weekly predictions have been a staple of this league ever since I joined, and typically they have been awful predictions. This year, however, the tide seems to be changing a bit. I went 4-2 last week, taking the season tally to 12-6, and that's including 2 wins by teams over Randall, in which I mooshed him. And that just goes to show you, when you act like a bitch in week 1, you deserve everything that comes to you in the end. Now, before I get into the actual predictions, I think this is as good a time as any to continue laughing at Craig. Does anyone hear anything else when this kid talks? I mean, that's it, isn't it? Poor Craig didn't get his way. The league voted his trade down. How dare the commissioners give the other 10 members who pay to play in this league a voice in whether or not they can accept trade rape. God forbid there be checks and balances. You know, I don't even think it's the trade as to why you're acting like a petulant 3-year-old, Craig. I think it's because Carson Palmer left you, and now there is a void from where his cock used to be in your mouth that just hasn't been filled. Maybe Cher can help you. I hear he's got time on his hands since he's not in the league anymore. Now, as for the rest of you ass monkeys, I think it's high time we sit down and split the league into hypothetical divisions and conferences. I mean, let's think about this. What if the RFL were college football conferences? Who would be where? As much as we hate to admit it here in the North, since 2003 the SEC has kind of been the best conference in the country, typically with 2 or 3 of the best teams in the country. This is the Tier 1 set of teams. The SEC of the RFL would look like this. You would have 3 baby skunks and 1 toad, Heis. You would have baby back cribs, my little bro. And last, but certainly not least in that top 3 tier, you would have myself, the good surgeoner, of course. SEC! The rest of you simply are not on that level. The next set of teams would be, let's say, the Big Ten Conference. Constantly plays good football, always puts 2 teams in the BCS every single year, but just a tad bit worse than the SEC. The Big Ten in the RFL would be Believeland, which is Christian, Randall Happens, Derek, and Peanut Butter Smack, which is Kale. Now, the most logical step after that is to go with the Big 12. But if I'm being honest, none of the rest of you deserve to be in a BCS-type conference. That's how terrible you are. Mid-majors, all of you. And I'm not talking about the Boise State TCU kind. I'm talking about the Akron, New Mexico State, Arkansas State kind of mid-major. Mid-majors that other mid-majors laugh at. Don't bother debating this. You know it's true. I know it's true. I'm not lying to you. If any of you 6, and I mean any of you 6, win the RFL, I'll walk up and down 71 nude. That's how confident I am in how terrible you are. Now that you all been educated, let's make some crazy predictions, shall we? First up, we have number 1 Baby Back Cribs, 3-0, versus the number 11 team, the Fitz-Carlton, who's 1-2. Baby Back Cribs is a team with 3 good players and then a whole assortment of garbage. However, those three players have put up the most points at their respective positions and have baby back cribs sitting pretty. The Fitz-Carlton has struggled since his Week 1 win over Allen. Let's be honest, most people are going to beat Allen. And maybe trying to make a desperation move with his trade for Greg Jennings. I will say one thing about Mitch, though. The guy's got great taste in television shows, as Chuck is certainly the best TV show ever. However, liking great TV shows will not save him from Tom Brady. Nothing can do that. Prediction, baby back cribs over the Fitz-Carlton. Our next matchup puts number 2, 3 baby skunks and 1 toad, who is 3-0, versus number 10, Kibbles and Vic, who is 1-2. Let's go ahead and put Heist on upset alert. Never mind the fact that Randall's team is completely depleted and that he lacks talent at every single position. Doesn't matter. Randall's backups are better than all of our starters combined. Greatest team ever. Nobody denies this. Prediction, Kibbles and Vic over 3 baby skunks and 1 toad. Our next matchup is number 3 Randall Happens, who is 2-1, versus number 6 Peanut Butter Smack, who's 1-2. This should be a very interesting and good game. Both teams have put up large points to start the year. Kale's been a little unlucky to have played a pair of teams that just flat out outscored him. And then, I don't see how Derek's team is putting up the numbers they are. And frankly, I don't think it can last. If the football gods are just, they will strike down faggotry like taking quarterbacks with back-to-back picks in the first and second round rather than reward it. Prediction, PBS over Randall Happens. Our next matchup, number 4 Believeland, who's 2-1, versus number 5 the Dennis System, who's 2-1. First, I have to commend Tony on a great video earlier this week. Absolutely hilarious, dude. Okay, so the ratings next to the names would have you believe this will be a good game. Not so fast, my friends. Believeland is poised to roll through the Dennis System this weekend, so long as McCoy, Forte, and Jackson continue their torrid pace. One of the most remarkable things about Christian's 2-1 record is he's done it with Phillip Rivers basically sucking the big one in all 3 games. This is one of those games where if both teams bring their A game, the one team should still blow out the other. Believeland will be doing the blowing out. Prediction, Believeland over the Dennis System. Our next game, number 7, the Good Surgeon, are 1-2, versus number 8, Alabama Hotcakes, also 1-2. Not much really needs to be said about this game. It's, both teams have the best set of wide receivers in the league. But knowing my terrible, terrible luck, I'll end up with a loss against a team like Craig's, which is a team I should beat by a lot of points. But it's the old saying, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. I still feel top to bottom I'm better, and not by a little, by a pretty large margin. But honestly, with my loss to Baby Back Cribs last weekend, this year's starting to take a turn for what happened to me last year very quickly. This comes down to being a must-win because I've got Miles Austin still out for another 2 weeks. Gotta get a win here. I think I'm going to get a win here, just barely. Prediction, the Good Surgeoner over the Whiner. And last, and certainly least, number 9, Team Blackout, 1-2, versus number 12, Daenerys Can Get It, 0-3. Dear God, do I really have to talk about this game? Kevin is probably the most unlucky person in this league so far, as his entire team is depleted. That said, this is a game in which Big Al can actually win, and in fact, I think he should be favored to win this game. Kevin has to make a move or he'll fall into RFL obscurity, and the mocking that will take place should he lose to Big Al. Let's just say I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, Kev. I gotta go with Al. This is his moment. Get your best mocks ready, folks. Prediction, Daenerys Can Get It over Team Blackout. So there you have it, jackasses. Got to look at, one, what conference realignment would look like for the RFL. Two, got to, my interpretation of why Craig has been so whiny. And three, you obviously got the prognostications with little or no hard information that you just love every single week. Enjoy it, enjoy the games, and have a great week, jackasses.
Alright, Gambino is a mastermind. Fuck a bitch to pass the time. Mass appeal, orange rind, smoke your green, I'm spending mine. The beat is witch's brew, but beware, this shit is potent. EE coming on her face, now there's poetry in motion. Yeah, Gambino make it work. I'm the boss, move something, yeah, this cool fucking suits me. Swag 2 button, yeah, these girls be acting crazy when they're dancing Black Swan. I ain't fucking at the club, put your clothes back on. Yeah, this beat is a disaster, 9/11, this track. Rappers wanna battle me, I have to mail their heads back. In my clique make that De Niro, so it's time to meet the fuckers. I am running this bitch, you are just a dog walker. Leaving with your girl when we last seen each other. Yeah, you fucking with the baddest like we tag team Rihanna. Fly girl on her knees, she don't wanna come near me. Yeah, my dick is too big, there's a Big Bang Theory. Got a picture in my eye.